make sure you can see the cards that will be coming out in this reading. So, I am your favorite ASMR Oracle, and thank you for being here. So, this will be a Divine Feminine reading. I have this Goddess deck here, and what I end up doing is just getting like a card from here, just one card. We're gonna look at the Goddess, and we're not gonna read too much into all about her. It'll just have like very basic on there, just like this one is Asaya, Asaya, and Joy. So yeah, it'll just give us some intro on, a quick thing into who the Goddess is that is doing, sending the message for you. And then we will use tarot to get that message and get some wisdom cards to decipher that message. Sound good? Good. Okay. Again, thank you for watching. Be very sure before you doze off, right? To go ahead and hit that like button, and the subscribe button, and that will help you, catch more lives in the future, so that you can, hear your favorite messages. So let's go ahead and get into which goddess is sending this reading specifically to you. So let's shuffle. That flipped back into the deck, so let me shuffle again. Okay, so the number that came out is, or the card that came out instead of, it does have a number though. It is the Queen of Sheba. Can you see that? Yes. The Queen of Sheba, secrets are revealed. Also, the number 36 is on it, which is also the number 9. So, definitely having a connection here. Secrets revealed. The Queen of Sheba is, of course, very abundant. You can see, just with that energy there, very abundant. And also, she is said to have a lot of knowledge. So much so, like King Solomon was, after her in a certain way. But after her for that knowledge and the abundance that she had acquired, and just different things of that nature. So, it is very, very important for you to have that sort of just energy when you, or just understand her energy, and it is like that energy of wisdom and secrets revealed, like things can't be kept from you. So I like that energy here, especially just with the reading saying secrets revealed. So let's see what secrets we could say are being revealed. We have the sun at the bottom of the deck, of the tarot deck here, which is like good and positive omens, as well as just having like that symbology of the sun rising, or just that symbology of the sun that's in the back of this card as well. So instead of moving it all the way up, I'll get some tarot cards and then we'll see. But yeah, let's shuffle the tarot deck and see exactly what secrets are being revealed to you right now. Okay, sorry. Back to regular schedule. Let me know if you can still hear everything's okay. Someone said you can't hear me in the comments. If you could possibly let me know. I want to make sure because the call like keeps coming through. So that's why I didn't know. Okay. Either way, let's go ahead and shuffle and then I'm sure you'll tell me if you can hear or not. Okay, so the first card that we have that flipped out is the Strength card. So the Strength card is the number 8 as well. You can see even the 8 that's there, and the infinity symbol that is above her head. It definitely does take an ungodly amount of strength, it seems like these days, to be just on planet Earth. Just with everything that's happening, and being an aware individual, knowing about everything that is happening, it is, I won't say it like completely just takes a toll on you, but it is something that you just think about regularly, and things of that nature, right? So I would say, just in that energy of, not being sure, not not knowing how much strength it would take, just to be here and to be aware and to consciously use your own power. So that's why I definitely recommend, tapping into different things. Like when you're trying to manifest things, I would definitely recommend you using different sources, whether it's, goddesses like the Queen of Sheba, or, this reading, just whatever sources that you find to give you semblances of power, and things of that nature where you can pull energy from instead of using all of your energy in order to manifest and in order to do these certain things, right? So instead of using your source like energy, instead of calling on your own strength, the first thing that you can do is like acknowledge that you do need strength from other people. You do need things from other people, and that sort of energy can really. It's like having that energy show up for you and being strong for you when you can't continue to be strong for yourself. I've definitely reached places like that. I wouldn't even call it a breaking point. I would just call it like I am fatigued, and it's an energy of like you've done everything that you can physically do, and not that you saying that you will stop doing things physically, but it's just that energy of a, what, in order to actually achieve the things that I want, I can't keep going on like this. So I'm gonna call on strength from a higher being, a being that isn't physical, rather, because their energy could be just, untapped, untainted, and just like having a larger amount of it, because in the physical realm you need things, right? You need food, you need water, and you need sleep, right? So those things all require energy from you, and only sleep really restores your energy. So if you're also doing all of those things plus trying to manifest plus working throughout your daily life, it does get a bit cumbersome. So what I would definitely suggest, relegating duties off to spirit. And once you do that, not worrying about it anymore. I definitely have that energy, taking up that energy as well. Just not worrying about the things that may or may not, prohibit your manifestations if you do them yourself. So, just calling on strength from another. The first step to achieving strength is to be kind to yourself, realizing that you are strong and you have the power to conquer all of your fears. Of course, you do possess the will and the courage to see things through. But this card, I would say, it's not all about personal power. You do have so much personal power, but you have to use your personal power for different activities. So what I would say, just use my method of relegating your manifestations, or if you have been consciously trying to manifest something, relegate that duty off to spirit, right? And make your manifesting unconscious, so that right now what you're focusing on consciously is like taking care of your body, or what you're focusing on consciously is like getting better at your skills. And let spirit handle manifesting. Let spirit handle anything that you may feel like, well, I don't know how to do this. Spirit handles the how. So give the how over to, spirit, or, just that energy of, like I mentioned, it definitely requires an ungodly amount of strength just to, keep up with, or to, to regulate your own emotions, right? There are certain things where, that you have to use your own personal strength for. So the things that are beyond your personal power, your personal control, or things that are take a greater amount of your personal power, relegate that off to spirit, because spirit wants to co-create with you. And strength is that energy that predicts a triumphant conclusion to any major life problem, situation, or temptation. And it's through the strength character that you are, seeing. This is a very happy card. If you're like fighting anything like an illness, or recovering from an illness or an injury, this is the card that like gives you that push to keep going on. And I feel like your strength is your greatest secret superpower, right? So let's keep going and see exactly what else, what other messages you have here. Some cards fell, so just 1 second. I feel like this definitely, whether you know it or not, this is like my most chaotic stream. But either way, I'm gonna keep it going, keep it professional as I can. Okay, another amazing card here. So when we talked about strength, the word triumphant success or something came up like that, and that's the energy of this card as well. It's that victory lap energy. Nipsey Hussle, you might be listening to that, but I don't know. It's also, like I said, it's 6 of Wands. This even looks like a 6 here, if you could kind of see how they like put the wreath there, and then put a little, so it kind of looks like a 6. But anyway, it's just symbology. It's a lot of that energy here. So the Wands is a fire energy. So the strength is Leo, which is fire, as well as just the Wands, like I said, being of that fire energy too. It kind of makes you just think about the energy of like pushing. It's the first, like arcana. The Wands is the first one out of the major arcana, right? So the major arcana is indicated by the strength card and every other card that is in that. But for today's reading, it's just the strength card. And then the first card that you get out of that is the card of, the 6 of Wands, letting you know that a lot of the things that you are working on or just thinking about is coming to a successful inclusion, right? A successful conclusion. And like I said, this is like that victory lap, because after so many like failed things, after so many hard things, after so many times of maybe you giving up, or just feeling like you didn't have the strength to continue this journey, it is great to be rewarded with just the energy of it's several meanings, but it's just great to be rewarded with the energy of victory. So enjoy this victory after overcoming like whatever process and reaping the rewards. So this, when you're seeing this card, it's like it's a time to celebrate whatever your accomplishments are. So I would definitely recommend, like, even if you, like I said, handing over your manifestation um energy to spirit. So if you like were the type of person who wrote down 369, like how people like write at like 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and like 9 p.m. or whatever, like the same affirmation in order to manifest, or they do certain different things. I would say, think, look at the most like more effortless manifestation that you could do. Like I said, drawing on energy outside of yourself and drawing it in instead of using your energy to write 369 3 times a day. That takes your energy away. You want to do things that replenish your energy, because that's how you get to this victory lap energy. It's not a victory for you to be like, oh, I did it all myself and nobody helped me. That's not really the energy that you want to be in, because it's more chaotic. It's more, I would say it's more for the wrong reasons, just because you don't have to do it the hard way. You don't have to struggle and like, oh, I want to do it all myself and I'm going to win all these battles by myself. Put spirit to work. That is my message here today. That's the message that I'm just like getting deeply, right? Put spirit to work in your life. Put spirit to work in your life. Make spirit work in your life, right? There are things that, like I said, as far as a human, you can do anything, right? But you don't have to do everything alone. So there is a certain amount of complexities to it. Like I said, using other energies around you, and that's what I don't consider myself a witch. I think that's a small title in the grand scheme of things, but I do respect the people in that community, in different communities, that use things like the earth, like even if you're going outside and grounding and you're bringing up energy, like great energy through your feet, and you're sending out your energy into the earth through your feet, like putting your feet on the ground. You can send your energy out and also receive it back from the earth. That's what I mean by using the energies around you, not solely relying on your own energy, because there's trees are way older than you, so their energy is more powerful just because it's older. You have to understand that, right? And how deeply rooted it is in nature, and just how connected. So there are things definitely around you, even if you want to use herbs. Herbs are, able to help you with that as well. So this card is definitely one that covers several meanings. Like I said, on the surface, it's like that victory, triumphant energy, but it's also like great news, and it's like the expectation of being given that crown of hope. Is the expectation of, knowing that your desires are coming into fruition. It's that energy of being sure, right? So let's get another card. Okay, so you have, back to the major arcana, you have the Justice card popping out for you. So, it's that energy of divine justice coming into play. So Queen of Sheba is like the secrets revealed, and the energy of the Justice card is, one of, like, if justice is being restored, that means like the truth is out, type of energy. It means that you don't have to hide, or you don't have to be afraid of backlash of whatever it is. It may be the backlash of, standing up for yourself and using your strength, or it may be the backlash of just being very successful, or it may be the backlash of, you receiving actual justice. Sometimes when other people obtain things, the people who can't obtain it, they will get mad. So it is like a low vibrational energy test, just to see if you will, slip back into that old way of thinking. Because when we think about the strength card, it does take an amount of strength yourself. So in your new identity, you have said things like, you're the type of person who is strong, who achieves victory and success effortlessly, and who, cares about justice, your justice, and the world's justice. So it does take, like I said, strength in order to stay in that identity, to solidify it. I mentioned a couple readings ago about being in between two worlds, and how when you're in between two worlds, when you're constantly in that tween place, right? That in between. So the tween, when you're there, it's like it's shifting over. This is what you're leaving in the past, but going to the new world is not fully solidified yet. So when you are getting there, let's say, when you're going into that new world, it's the energy of, well, in order for that new world to solidify and to still take place in the way that you are currently crafting it in your mind, you have to stay focused on that vision. And that's why I said, like the victory lap, the marathon continues, stop energy. I don't know why, Nipsey also energy is, coming to me right now. But I feel like it's definitely because of this, Six of Wands energy and the Strength card as well. Definitely, all three of them, just really symbolize, staying on your path and staying strong and trying to understand yourself better so that you can work with yourself and with your own spirit best, so that you can see the successes in your life that you wish to see. That's the real justice in life, right? You are the distributor of justice in your own life and in your own world. By your words are you redeemed, and by your words are you condemned, right? So being very careful. I love that the justice card here, if you can see it, I'll hold it up so you can. The justice card has a sword as well, so it's like that dispenser of the justice. So not only do you rule it with a very fair hand, it's like a Libra energy. Not only are you, trying to rule with like a fairness, but you're also the one who dispenses the justice. So you are the one that has to be like fair to yourself. It's not just about, dispensing justice all over the world. It's really about, the energy that you will experience in this lifetime, and being fair to yourself. A lot of people don't think about the verdicts that they pass on themselves just with the words that they say. Like if they say, well, I'm this or I'm that, and it's in a negative way, you're passing a judgment on yourself. And since you are the dispenser, right? Since you are the dispenser of justice, you will receive some sort of backlash depending on whatever you are condemning, or whatever you're dishing out on yourself. You understand? Let me know if you understand that below. But let's go ahead and see some wisdom behind this card. So at the bottom of the deck here we have also the community card, and this is crazy. It has the number 8 here, so you may be seeing the number 8. Look at the numbers first. We have 11, 6, 8, 9. Oh yeah, 9, 36. But all right, let's see what we get. Shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. See what wisdom. I got the Queen of Sheba. It's actually crazy because that's my card, of course, because I am that Queen of Sheba energy. Queen of Sheba, your favorite oracle. But let's go ahead and see exactly. Okay, we have the card Higher Power that came out here too. And it has that number, the number 4 on it. Okay, the number 4. Higher Power with the number 4. Actually, two cards came out, so I'll just do that one in a second though. But yeah, the card higher power. I was just, basically that's what this whole reading is being about. Recognizing your strengths and with the energy of recognizing your strength is like knowing what you want to take on. So this card coming right out with and is clarifying the strength card. This card is the card of higher power, and it's like the conscious contact, right? The conscious contact that you make with higher power. So we are already in constant like, I think the Bible really says that the source, right? The higher power is in you, right? So it does know your thoughts and everything of that nature. So that's an unconscious way. Like it says, oh, knows every hair on your head, every time your heart beats, whatever the case may be. Like all of that is very much so from a unconscious standpoint. But consciously, you reaching out to the higher power that lives in you and saying, higher power that lives in me, go out and do this work and manifest for me in the ways that I can't, because I don't have that personal, I don't have that conscious knowing of my strength, but you, as the higher power that lives in me, through me, and as me, knows that strength. So please, help me manifest in this coming out, with that strength card, because there's so much that you're not meant to carry. I'm getting that message, there's just so much that you're not meant to carry, and since you're not meant to carry it, go ahead and put it down, and it's great to go with the flow of that. So I'm gonna move this deck over the side so we have more space over here. Okay, so this card is just all about, the presence of the divine, like that conscious context that you make, and, just seeing source energy in all things and communicating, like committing to a partnership with spirit. So committing, and with committing, it comes like communication. It comes with you doing your part. So thinking about being in a partnership with spirit, you would want to treat spirit how you would treat an actual partner. So you would show up at the times that you say you would show up, and you would also be considerate. Maybe you would say, thank you for whatever spirit does for you. So you may just be incorporating like a gratitude practicing into your day. It's not about, um doing it because of any like manifestation tactic. Is really just about, if your partner handed you a charger because you didn't want to get up, it's just about telling them thank you. So it's really spirit will do what spirit will do for you anyway. But it's that moment of acknowledgement and gratitude that just makes anybody, anything, any source energy feel appreciated, and anything that you're giving energy to can feel it. So just being authentically, just grateful for whatever you can feel grateful for in any moment. So one thing, this card is reminding you that you are more than a person, right? You're more than a person trying to get ahead and just make things happen for yourself, or even make things happen for others. Just with the strength card, how you can see like her and the lion, so you can kind of see that she, cares for the lion, and just takes it around, take care of it. So you may have other, that's just showing like the caring, the caring and nurturing, right? Spirit of someone who is very strong. So it's like a very soft strength, right? That energy of even how you can see she has like her hand in the lion's mouth, so she's very or near the lion's mouth, so she's very assured that she won't be hurt because of the lion knows her energy. Like I said, anything that you are giving to is also receiving it, and it's deciding how it wants to, work with you based off of your energy. So being very conscious of that, right? Because this higher power card is all about the conscious contact that we are having with the higher power. So when you sit down to write like a three things that you're grateful for, the spirit is like, wow, it's consciously intact is consciously connecting with you in that moment as well. So you have an immortal soul, and you are definitely gifted with a human life, right? So you are an immortal soul, and you're just gifted with a human life to, just express yourself. And it's that energy, so also that the higher power can express itself as well. You may be thinking, like, what do I mean by that? Well, the higher power expresses itself by giving and doing upon you. Understand that, right? So you are doing what you're doing, and you're expressing yourself in a way that God expresses itself to you and through you, in so many ways. Through you is through skill, but to you is to deliver the manifestations that you are desiring. Now, you may be using it, and you may be getting whatever you want through skill, which is just God expressing itself through you, and higher power expressing itself through you anyway. But it's that energy of, not being not being held back, because higher power is expressing itself in a way that is not through you. It's being delivered to you. So there's so many ways that the higher power actually can work, because it's pretty magnificent. But at this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit, and just foster it through any sort of like routine of meditation. It's like that, going into a secret space. That's why I'm so glad. I love the fact that this card that came out is actually secrets revealed. And what is so commonly talked about is, going into that secret place. We have the number 8, we have the number 4, like coming together, mashing together, 2 fours, making an 8. It's like the combination of you and spirit unlocks a next level amount of strength and a next level amount of success, and it really brings you to the justice that you have been deserving all along. So at this time, like I said, fostering that connection and just asking, what is the highest good for all, and what is the highest good of me, and how can I serve? I feel like those 3 questions, along with like a small gratitude list every day. 3 is a great number, by the way. You may want to do like 3 or 4. So even how you see, like, how half of these numbers are like 3, 6. This one's 11. So or just finding a couple things, your favorite number, whatever it is, something that's special to you. Writing that number amount out every day of the things that you are, happy that you've been like divinely protected and directed to and from. So this is the energy of just getting out of your own way and trusting that there's a plan for a life that is more wondrous than you have ever like thought about. And like I say, just knowing that you are divinely protected and guided. And this energy is also when your work just flows through you. Like the higher power energy is the one where your ideas are just coming rushing in. So you may feel like inspiration bubbling up just from a wellspring that you didn't really even know that you could access. Because when you are with that higher power, you kind of see that person that they're really unlimited, because you can draw in from so many sources that you may consciously forget. But in the end of the day, you spirit has access to the all, right? So when you enter agreements, beginning projects and negotiating deals with the spirit as a partner, you will always be led to success and to succeeding at a higher level, right? So let your higher power lead you in so many ways, and watch out for the synchronicities and the intuitive nudges that you feel that will help you see which way you are being pointed. And that type of energy is like giving you the strength and the confidence right now this time. And yeah, like I said, in that energy of making a gratitude list, it's like the energy of not forgetting to give credit where credit is due, and realizing that you really wouldn't be a success without spirit's guidance. And that type of humility will serve you well, because it's like strength. It's like that quiet power. Like I said, these 2 cards go so fantastically well. That's the thing about tarot. It gives you the perfect messages. So regardless, a second card that flipped out at the exact same time, which is to the C. So we're gonna, get the meaning of this. But this is the number. Is to the C. Can you see it? And it's the number 7. So to the C and the number 7. And this is the number 6 of wands. But just I feel like a heavy energy of. So this card is like the energy of being in the flow and returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, and a natural pattern of events. So when you're looking at a natural patterns of events, you may just be looking back on your success, or maybe you're looking forward to your successes, and you're thinking to yourself like, how did this happen, and how was I perfectly placed here and there? And basically you're just looking around for, like, wow, isn't it wonderful that these things came into place at the exact time that I needed them? That sort of energy. Speaking of, isn't it wonderful, and different things of that nature, and different amazing affirmations. Affirmations will be coming to this channel like today or tomorrow, and every day after that. So be very ready. Affirmations will literally change your life. I definitely know I'm a product of that. I was able to change my body completely by, just using affirmations around health and around just, feeling better mentally and things of that nature. So I think that's the energy of, just to the sea. It's like the energy of going with the flow, and looking at all the successes and the W's that the spirit has effortlessly, done without your involvement. It's like that energy of like a Magic Johnson, like throwing a ball in half court and just practicing it so much that of course it goes in. So that's metaphor really just for spirit, and how effortless it is for them, so that when you're watching it, it looks, like wow, because you don't have any involvement in it. So you're like, wow, how did this come into fruition without me consciously having to do anything? Even though you are very skilled, and you do have a lot of strength, there's some divine justice happening because you have been trying for so long. Maybe there just have been, injuries or failures along the way. Whatever it is, this is your energy of coming back into a victory. So it's like, isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, and seeing events like that are engaging you in a way that is fluid and just effortless. And this card is reminding you that when you go with the flow, it's exactly what you need when you need it. So when you're riding that wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions, you have to allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like the river into the sea of life, you could say. It's very poetic as a card, but it's just really that energy of, allowing wins to happen. If you're giving the reins over to spirit, just like as if you were running a business, you wouldn't send someone who works for you, right? Someone who's helping you out and in work, right? You wouldn't give them a task to do and then stand over their shoulder while they do it, or say, okay, well, how are you going to do it, and how are you going to do this, and checking in with them like every 5 seconds. So it's really just about, relaxing into it, relaxing into your manifestations. And as far as your prosperity, everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to just wash over you and just wake you up to your most prosperous potential. So this energy of the divine feminine, right? Because this is a divine feminine reading, and you have to see that the energy there is very heavily about flow, and just getting into the flow of things and not pushing against the current, because the current will overtake you. So it's really no need to go up against the, and this is just like from of your physical body. You wouldn't want to swim against the current. Now if you had a boat, let's say, if you had manifested a boat, let's say, and you use that to like go against the current, that's a different type of wind power, a different type of wind in your sails, which is your co-creation with spirit. If you ask me, with spirit you can go over those like rocky waves, but if you're outside of the boat, just in your physical body, going against the wave will be extremely hard. But if you're in the boat, like I said, you and spirit co-manifest that boat, and you're in it together, you can ride the wave beliefs, and it won't be hard. So, leaning into the flow, and it's definitely to get into the flow, you need to address like your beliefs about money and abundance. So once you address it, I would just say, just sit down, have a real serious conversation with yourself. No distractions. And once you do that, the true meaning of your personal currency, you can discover it, because that personal currency lies in your skills, your talents, your abilities, your charisma, and importantly, your core beliefs, right? The things that you truly believe about yourself and about the world, and how things do come into fruition. So everything flows from your inner world and is reflected in the outer one, like afterwards, right? So when you are grateful to serve, or grateful to align your prosperity consciousness with like the higher consciousness, the higher power, when you are, looking to be more in alignment, things just flow very well. So, you know, this is the energy of, when you are in matched up with spirit and you are on that same frequency, everything that you need will come to you easily. So you can definitely expect miracles at this time. Let's shuffling in on one more card from the wisdom deck. Make sure you're liking the video if you haven't already at the beginning of the stream or live. Just go ahead and make the like button light up. I truly appreciate it. Okay, and the last card is round and round, round and round, and round and round we go. So, the number actually is on this card is 25, which is the number 7 again. So you may be seeing, this number in the sequence of like a higher number. So sevens, of course, even 2 sevens is 14, but 6, 8, 4, another 8, like energy, like getting back to that energy as well, but just 4, and 36, which is 9. I love to mention the numbers, just because there is a lot of power in numbers. So that could just be a way to send you a message specifically, depending on which number you resonate with. So, but the card of, round and round, it's just basically is like the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. So what happens here is, like I mentioned, it's so crazy that this comes out with like the Justice card, because this kind of gives me that energy of, if you don't break the cycles, the justice will be you repeating the cycle and going around and around again. And you may say, well, how is that justice towards me, right? I'm having to repeat like the same things over and over again, and I don't feel very satisfied, and I feel like justice is skewed one way or another. And what is happening, is like really it's just trying to teach you a lesson, and it's not a punishment, it's learning. Learning is not a punishment. So it's really not hard to get that. If you get that down as accomplishment, it won't be as hard for you to metabolize your lessons, right? If you really understand that, your lessons aren't a punishment because you've done something bad. It's really a tutorial, a guide, if you will, on how to, receive more, and how to better yield your power, your sword, your justice, right? So cycles you are challenged to break. It's the energy of this card, right? This is the energy of also revisiting a pattern, but from a new perspective. So I like that all of the numbers were basically higher numbers, like 7, 8, 9, 11, things like that, because they're higher numbers, letting you know that, it's the same lessons but at new levels. I feel like even as you go along life, you will reach it the same lesson over and over and over again, but you will reach it in a higher point. So as long as you are changing, the lesson can be the same, but the outcome will be different, the manifestations will be different, and your experiences would ultimately be different, because you stronger. It allows you to, laugh at yourself and, not take yourself extremely serious. Even in those moments where you have those, we all have those. I've had even in this exact same live stream. Some things just come to test you and test you. Which is not a bad thing, right? But it's just about how you react, or how you, after you react, how you handle your reactions and the experience of the whole thing, right? So yeah, this card is just, the appearance of this card is reminding you that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you're just standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances, and you will always learn something, do something better, and break a cycle that was set up in the past. But you actually have like a bird's eye view of your initial footprints that can lead to the wisdom and the lessons that you learned. So calling on your past self or your past strength, like whatever you've been through before in your life, and you're not going through that right now. When you move through life and you go through different things, they may be, lesser in as far as how they affect you emotionally, or take a physical toll on you, even because you're playing at a different level of strength, because you realize that like I said, even that energy of by your words are you condemned, and things of that nature. So you're speaking differently, you're thinking differently, and most importantly, you have different habits. So just in this energy of prosperity, if you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you are being invited to see what you couldn't see before. So this is definitely a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives that you have and attraction to opportunities and the people who have like entered your life to just be a part of your journey to prosperity. So this, just asking yourself like, who helps you navigate, or who pushes you along to that victory. When you see this victory card here, this person isn't on this horse alone. That's why I mentioned, you don't have to get to your success alone. You don't have to, use all of your strength. You can call on the strength of community. Actually, at the bottom of the deck, the strength card, the community card was here, but it's now serendipity. So, relying on even, serendipity, things like that. The number 18 is here, which is 9, but relying on the energy of others, which whether that's other people and their strength, or other things. How I talked about being out in nature, like this strength card, and grounding as well. Yes, but that energy is asking you like, what are the signs, and just asking you to recognize the patterns. And it's a good time to like maybe get a coach or a mentor, or someone that can help you when you can't like help yourself, right? Someone who could be strong for you when you can't be strong for yourself. Maybe that's a friend, maybe that's a coach, maybe that's this video and other videos like it that help you and get you back into the vibration where you feel most comfortable, and things of that nature, and helps you connect with the higher power, things of that nature. Obviously, it's something that you do intrinsically, but there are things in the physical world that can help you with that. Like I said, grounding, writing, candle meditation can bring up, it's a great amount of energy that is created from the fire. So you can take that in as well. There's so many different things. Water, you can get energy from that. So many different tools, herbs, and tricks that you can use in order to, take yourself to a elevated place without needing to, without, just staying, in that vibration, or staying frustrated and stuck and feeling like there's no end. But yes, that is the reading here, and repeat whatever works right now. And if it doesn't work, then you have to free yourself from the old cycles and cease going around and around and around. That's your strength. I feel like your strength here is, just recognizing the pattern and deciding that, I deserve my victory, and I'm going to dispense justice in the correct way towards myself. Acknowledging your successes is dispensing justice favorably towards yourself, you know, giving yourself like the benefit of the doubt, realizing your intentions, um, um, realizing other people's intentions, right? Everything like that that can help you just be in that energy of, not being stuck, not being stagnant, and not just repeating the same old cycle over and over and over again. The divine feminine side of you gets tired of that, you know. The masculine side of you enjoys, routine and, just doing something like over and over and over again, we could say. But the divine feminine of you is like more free, more flowy, right? The sea card is talking about flowy, and it's more of that quiet power rather than boasting and lifting up heavy weights or something like that. It's the mental power, the quiet power that the divine feminine brings, and it does require your divine masculine side to actually continue the work that you're doing physically, but mentally, this is where your headspace is, right? Your headspace is, revealing those old patterns, those old secrets to yourself. Not going round and round and round in the same circle, and just being in that energy of connection with higher power and allowing that connection to bring you your success. And like I said, not overly judging yourself, not overly judging, well, I would have did better if, or I could communicate better with spirit if I did this. It's not about condemning yourself. It's really about just acknowledging. That's what about justice is. That's what justice is all about. Acknowledging if there was a harm that was done to yourself or to another, making it right with yourself, and then moving forward and not continuing that same pattern. Because that's the strength. That's how you continuously see justice, and it all goes in a circle, right? It all goes in that around and round circle. So, as above, so below. I appreciate you being here to listen to your favorite oracle, and that's me, Queen Sheba. I'm like stunned that this card actually came out at the same time, but I do love the card here because there's so much wisdom in that energy. But thank you so much for enjoying this divine feminine reading, and I will see you next time, which will probably be tomorrow. But let's go ahead and end the reading, and I will see you again very soon. Peace.